For this experiment, you're going to need dish soap, yeast, 3% hydrogen peroxide, food coloring, warm water, and a beaker. You then mix the warm water into the yeast and let the yeast sit for a couple minutes. You pour your hydrogen peroxide. You need 1/2 cup, and you put it into the beaker. And then you're going to need 1/4 cup of just dish soap.
That usually takes about 10 minutes.
Put that into the mix.
Excuse your dog.
Sorry about the dogs. And then you stir this up a little bit. You're also gonna add a couple drops of food coloring for color. Probably gonna do more than a couple drops, but yeah, that should make a nice dark blue. Wait about 10 minutes for the yeast. So once your yeast looks like this, you can place it into here. Should foam up and just rise slowly.
Kind of lame.
Yeah, a little bit. And that's my science experiment. Kind of look like this.
Oh, I was not gonna.
Warm to the touch.
I'll give it more of the effect.
More of the effect. And now we're just kind of playing with it. Actually, it's like warm. It's not hot, it's warm.
I want to drop a dick.
Oh, I hadn't got it off my hand, bro.
Dude, you got it everywhere.
So I was going to explain this chemical reaction, but it's a lot more complicated than I can explain. So here's a clip of a guy who can explain it way better than I can.
The ingredient for Elephant's toothpaste is hydrogen peroxide. It's the same stuff you pour on a scrape to disinfect it. The thing is, the bonds that hold the hydrogen and oxygen together are pretty weak. So if we poured some of this in here and just left it for a while, it would keep releasing oxygen and eventually you'd be left with just water. However, if you add a catalyst like potassium iodide, you can make that slow process happen almost instantly. So that's cool, but we can make it way more impressive if we add one key ingredient, soap. So if we pour this in and then do everything else the same, now when the oxygen is released, the soap captures it, creating bubbles and foam. And then finally, if you do all that again, only now you add food coloring and use a flask that tapers like this, you can focus the expansion of foam so it looks maximum awesome.
So I obviously did not have the same ingredients as him because I couldn't get my hands on potassium iodine or that flask, but I still thought it was pretty cool. So there's my experiment.
My turn.